Good morning to all. So welcome to the Image Graphics one more webinar session. So this time, our sessions is going to be starts on the Oracle database, of course. So today's topic is basically maximize your Oracle database performance. So I have been joined along with me my colleagues Srinivasan and then Anthony. So the technical team is back up, so which is they will take you through this webinar in detail, of course. Let me just show some introduction of us, maybe a couple of slides. Then after that, I'll be in a position to hand out my teams. Okay. So the image graphics. Uh, so we are a software solution providing company. So we started in 1996 in Dubai, and we do have offices in India, Canada, in UAE itself, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi too, of course. So in India, we have a bigger setup, about like 8 offices, which is present and deal with the various products and things. So you can know more about us by visiting our website, image-graphics.com on the same. Coming to our solutions, image graphics. So we are a solution provider. Will help you to provide the softwares starting from tendering till the handing over, of course. On the tendering and cost estimations, of course, we deal with the product along cost OS. So it's basically to help you to do the complete bid managements and then estimation for you. So any projects, whether if you want to create a BOQ from the available data, the documents what you have, either it's a PDF, JPEG, or it's a AutoCAD, the DWG drawing. So from that, it can push to estimate the BOQ, the bill of quantity for you. So from that, by the industry standard rates, for unit rates, what is available, it can calculate and it will give you the total estimation for the project requirement for you. Based on that, you can start doing. It has a facility to do the multiple quote requirement, comparing it, currency, multi-currency handling, all the facilities and functions to you. So once you are doing the tendering, then when the project award, then obviously you will be getting moving forward in the project, of course. So if you're an owner, then if you want to do some capital planning and portfolio management to select, which project I have to invest money and I have to evaluate the project based on the various criterias. So that thing which we can push and do by using couple of products. So one what we have is called the Primavera Cloud, and another one it's called the Primavera Unifier. So these are the two products which helps you to perform the capital planning and portfolio management for that. So the coming moving forward, obviously for the enterprise project planning, the flagship products Primavera is available for you, and then after that, if you would like to go for a cloud-based solution, then Oracle Primavera Cloud is also available for you. So this helps you do your scheduling, planning, resource mobilizations, and then getting your progress of the projects. What is the current status? All these things which you can push into cross check and monitor, and you can perform by using Oracle Primavera applications, either it's on on-premises or on the cloud, of course, to you. And when typically that it's going to manage your time, within that which period you can portion to complete your project on. If you would like to do the cost control, then obviously the enterprise cost control model, the Primavera Unifier, is going to be helpful for you in order to do the same, of course. So the Primavera Unifier helps you to take care of the complete project cost control and then the project deliverables. So these things which we can portion do very much by using the unifier, of course. It has an interface obviously with the basics, so that you can take the data and you can manage both time as well as the cost based on this particular product, of course. So we do have a divisions which takes care of the engineering and analysis products. So and they have the companies like Hexagon, AFT, and Autodesk to provide the 3D modeling like BIM and other stuffs by these partners, of course. So once the project plan has been created, then obviously when the execution times, the construction management needs to be performed. So in order to do the construction management, the field management, which we can very well in a position to do by the products like Acronix. So Acronix has a field option, so that Acronix field can in a position to perform it. All these three areas now we have become a partner of Acronix, so it has been replaced with Acronix right now. The field management, handing over the complete document management, where we can push to perform Acronix. Acronix is a very popular tool when it comes for the EDMS systems, document management, RFI, RFQ handling, and then transmittals, submittals, all these things which we can push and do on a cloud-based systems by using the Acronix. So if you see, there is a different portfolios what we will be in a position to carry, which helps you to provide the solution from starting from your tendering till the handover for your requirement for yourself. So we tied up with various partners, and from with our delivery team, we will be in a position to execute and implement the projects related to any of these IT solution spots where we belongs to, of course, to you. So obviously, the current topic is an Oracle database. Oracle database is a backend tool where what are the applications you use in front end? Either it's a construction project or it is going to be a any of the industries which you are focusing on. Oracle database is predominantly being used as a backend tool to fetch, to store all the information and to fetch and to create a proper reporting with respect to the same. On the today's topic, obviously, what we are going to see based on the same, so maximizing your performance on Oracle database. My team is going to take over from here. Before giving to the team, I just want to have a small poll session. So probably let me launch one poll, and then just to understand the current team. So which database do you have right now? Do you use Oracle database or Microsoft SQL Server, or there are MySQL, that's again from Oracle, and then none of this database, of course. So another 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to close the poll now. All right, let me close the poll. All right, so the current participants mostly it's on the Oracle database side, so that's good. All right, thank you, team, and thanks for the participants. Now, Srinivasan, please take over, and you can proceed further for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pandian. Uh, a very good morning to every one of you who is present here. So, to start with the presentation, right, these are some of the performance parameters. Oracle database is the world leading database, RDBMS solution available in the market, and they are very strong in that, and they provide a lot of services around that, and there are a lot of things which they invest on in improving the performance of the Oracle database, right? As a IT person or a DBA, these are the performance parameters which you will be looking at in managing your database, like the number of transactions, input output usage, memory usage, application issues, DB configuration issues, CPU load, deadlocks, backup strategies, then active sessions. So this is the Enterprise Manager home screen, which will give you an idea on how the database is performing and how much resource it's utilizing and other things. Yes, this will give you a bigger picture on how the database is performing. But drilling down to the next level, you can go to the table level database, table level, then the fields level. You will be able to see that using the existing database management tool available within the Enterprise Manager. And then you also have a specific area for viewing the performance, right? There are different parameters based on which the performance is monitored that you can see in one single screen, and then you can decide on how to work on it, how to improve upon it. Now, coming to the focus area, right? How to improve the performance of your database. For that, there are actually two things which we have categorized. One is the diagnostic packs which are available there with Oracle Primavera Oracle database. And another one is the tuning packs, which are there along with the Oracle database. Okay. In the diagnostics pack, you have something called automatic workload repository, or shortly called AWR. Then automatic database diagnostic monitor, ADDM, active session history, ASH. In the tuning packs, you have the SQL access advisor, tuning advisor, and automatic SQL tuning. Okay. The automatic workload repository, it automatically passes the cumulative and delta values for most of the statistics at all levels except the session level. And this process is repeated on a regular time period, and the result what we get sort of a snapshot. That is your AWR snapshot. The delta values captured by the snapshot represent the changes for each statistic over a time period. Similar to your baselines, right? You have different snapshots that are taken up, right? The location of that AWR is sysaux table, and it contains activity in database, volume of input output generated, volume of transaction generated logons, most segments active, deadlocks, blocks, etc. We have just given you a snapshot of that AWR where it is available. Then comes your automatic database diagnostic monitor. This is a tool which analyzes the data in the automatic workload repository, performing accurate and timely diagnosis of the problem. The advantage with ADDM is it locates the root cause and also provides the recommendations for correcting the problem. Imagine a scenario where it acts as a consultant, sort, right, for your database. Literally, ADDM analysis task is performed as its findings and the recommendations stored in database, stored within the database every time an AWR snapshot is taken, provided the statistics level parameter is set to typical or all. Right, that you'll have to set it. Once you set it, every time an AWR snapshot is taken, the ADDM analysis task is performed. The ADDM analysis lists the following things: majority of the performance parameters like memory usage, input output usage, resource intensive SQL, resource intensive PLSQL and Java, rack issues, application issues, database configuration issues, concurrency issues, object contention, CPU load, etc. And when it comes to the recommendations, it helps you in literally suggesting the hardware changes, database configuration changes, schema changes, and whether to use any other advisor or not. Everything is done there in the recommendations. That's how an output will be shown to you, right? This is actually a script which you run on a pair of AWR snapshots, so you get all the related information in the output. Moving on to the next option available with us, active session history. This is actually a sampler which performs the sampling of various parameters, and the samples the current state of all active sessions, right? like it samples active sessions every 1 second into the memory and all active sessions. Then the database by itself collects this data into memory where you can access it with a $V view, right? Then the AWR snapshot processing also writes it to the persistent storage. The advantage with ASH is that it helps in answering questions like, has this SQL gotten slower over the time? Like sort of a trend analysis, right? The trend analysis can be done using this ASH. And it also provides direct access to kernel structures. And one of the 10 samples flushed to the AWR at every snapshot, right? The data captured includes many dimensions, including the SID, SQLID, program module actions, wait event, numbers, object, file, block, actual wait time, everything is collected, gathered, right? The database collects this data into the memory. As mentioned earlier, you can access it using a $V view. And the AWR snapshot processing also writes it to the persistent storage. This is a snapshot of the active session history. If you see here where the transactions are spiking, what time, right? In case the number of transactions are more, or in case the you have big data analytics are there with you, then you'll be able to find out when, why, everything happening, that you'll be able to find out. Then comes your tuning packs. Tuning packs, the first thing is your SQL Access Advisor. It helps you when achieving your performance goals by recommending the schema changes, right? The schema changes are like a proper set of materialized views, materialized view logs, partitions and indexes for a given workload, right? As a DBA, you'll be interested in knowing these things so that you will be able to deliver the output better, right? Then the inputs for SQL Access are SQL tuning set, which is a database object that stores SQL statements along with their execution content. Shared SQL area, the database uses the shared SQL area to analyze recent SQL statements that are currently in the $SQL. And you can also simulate hypothetical workloads, right, from schema by analyzing the dimensions and the constraints, right? So when that situation happens, you don't need to actually worry about that. Rather, you'll be prepared by doing this hypothetical workload. Mainly going to the banks and other service providers, for them, this will be really useful. The best practices for Oracle DB performance tuning, and these are the 6 best practices as per Oracle. So improving SQL execution efficiency, increasing availability, managing operating system resources, optimizing storage performance, using the query optimizer, using and configuring the memory. These are the 6 best practices for Oracle database performance tuning. The second component in that is your SQL Tuning Advisor. It's a diagnostic software available in the Oracle Database Tuning Pack. it optimizes the SQL statements that have been identified by high load SQL statements. The purpose of SQL Tuning Advisor is to avoid labor intensive manual tuning, right? If you are going to deploy a person specifically for doing the manual tuning, that will be time consuming, and also human errors may creep in. But then if you have an SQL advisor, tuning advisor, it reduces that. It also helps in checking the SQL statements and generate recommendations and implement SQL profiles automatically if require any kind of optimization. A recommendation relates to creation of new indexes, a restructuring of SQL statements, or creation of new SQL profile, and analyze database generated statistics to achieve optimal plans. It also enables developers to tune the SQL on a test system instead of the production system. It's similar to what you do in your application. You have a test system and then the production system. You can do the tuning on hypothetical workload in a test system and then implement the same in the production system. SQL Tuning Advisor is a mechanism for resolving problems related to suboptimal performing SQL statements. Sort of an tutor for SQL statements. I will not say that it's a tutor, but sort of a consultant who will say that if you optimize on this SQL statement, the output will be faster, right? You can also utilize the automatic mode of SQL Tuning Advisor during system maintenance windows as a maintenance task, right? And we have given you a command which will help you in enabling the automatic SQL tuning procedure. This is how the SQL Tuning Advisor architecture will look like. You have the ADDM, AWR, shared SQL area, SQL tuning set, how it functions, right? You enable the automatic tuning, right? Then it will take care of the other parts. This is an output which is generated from the SQL Tuning Advisor. It helps you in understanding each and every parameter. Okay, to conclude, by adding the diagnostics packs and tuning packs, we can improve on the following. One is the fetch time, which is very important in a time limited transactions. Then reduce lag, which will improve in better customer experience, and it will make them dependable, right? Improve the efficient usage of memory and CPU resources, and it dramatically increases. There is an increase in efficiency of the DBA and IT productivity. You can also have solution for management and monitoring in one single area, right? Basically, from the red zone, it will help you in improving it to the green zone of the performance, right? You have the SLAs. If you are a DBA, you will have SLAs wherein you will have to ensure that the services are running in a proper manner and other things, for which the diagnostic packs and the tuning packs will be really helpful. With this, I conclude my part. I will now hand over to my colleague Anthony for displaying or showing you a demo on what are the options available in the diagnostic pack, and tuning packs we are not showing to you right now because of some data issues, right? Privacy issues. We don't want to show the tuning part, but on the diagnostic part, we can very well show that to you. Over to you, Anthony. You can show them how to do the diagnostics part.
I would like to add a few more points on that. The AWR, Iridium, and the ASH. These are the diagnostic packs which we have discussed on this session. So in that the three field attributes, what I would like to suggest is I will start with the AWR, which I could show you a small information that how we can generate the report through SQL Plus as well as SQL Developer. So it could be easy to analyze in case of your requirement matches. So let me have a quick session on that. So one sec. So I'm just sharing the screen. So before taking care of the diagnosis and tuning activities, you need to enable the control management pack access. It is about a license part. So you need to procure separately, I believe. I'm sure. And about the respective AWR, I could say when we can use first. AWR is a snapshot. It takes every hour. So in case of you find any issues of DB related, the systems should up and running before taking. We must consider that point. We must note the point that this AWR report can be generated when when your servers are up and running. If in case down, the particular snapshot will be missed, so you are unable to run this AWR session, the AWR report. So the recommendation part is in case of you are facing an issue more than an hour, as it's taking every hour, you could get 2 or 3 snapshots to compare the data between them. Then you could find and analyze the exact issue what happened on our DB. So let me have a quick script. So you could able to have a look on that. It's not a script actually, it's a command. So and okay, as Mr. Srinivasan said, the particular AWR information will be stored on a snapshot will be stored on sysops tape. Okay, so let me run this script for AWR. I believe that's supposed to be on. So this script will help. This command will help you to. Okay, help you to get the reports on that. As we are working on SQL Plus, I could recommend to other mode like SQL Developer because it's in a command prompt, so you might be receiving a entire thing in a same wizard. So let me proceed the next step. That is, what is the first point? What the first information? What the query was asking is about the input. Sorry, out report type. So I just choose an text. It could have the other type like HTML and special sample HTML, and I could go with text. So it lists the instance details. So as it's a demo environment, we have a single DB instance. So here what you have to mention is, as you might almost aware of this information, the DB instance ID we need to provide. The next step, it will ask the instance number. As you have a single, as we have a single DB in this server, it's an instance number one in your production or development server. It could be a number of instances. So please note it down and do that process. And this is about the number of days you require, means how long the data needs to be validated. So I will just check on 2 days. As I said, it could be a 2 hours process, 2 hours issue on my environment. So I'm just taking a last 2 days. Okay, if I list 2 days, it will list the last 2 days. So I will take any three of the snaps. So the first query, it will ask about the starting snapshot. So let me have a small information that I'll make a note on 1155. So which was on yesterday 9:30 p.m. Okay, the next is it will ask the end snaps. So 157. So this is very quite simple. So it will automatically generate a name with the begin ID and end ID. Instead of that, what I will go with that, I will just choose the same name, like AWR report underscore. I'm sorry, I'll just go with the date wise 02, and then it's 9:30. So it will generate the report. The same thing you can use it on a EM as well as the SQL developer. So this information contains a lot of data, as Mr. Srinivasan said. It contains multiple data with multiple inputs with information which we need to analyze the data. Okay, as of now it's a demo environment, so I don't think it recommends any any mm, any activity needs to be done, any suggestion, I believe. But in the product environment, it will show the list of recommendation, what it will do, what we need to do. And the same way, I will just run the other part, ADDM. Okay, in this ADDM, I could say, okay, if we have a scenario like we have less than an hour, yeah, issue which starts with less than hour, maybe we are doing some activity, the SQL statement was running through, finding from the uh, users, users in the sense, developers, someone who is running the application. That time we might get some lot of we might get latency or the issues facing on the DB side. So in case anything lesser than 1 hour, which is not active session, that report can be generated through ADDM. Let me run this query. It is also similar, the same. The folder will be on the SQL files will be on the scripts will be on the admin folder. The same way, it doesn't have any special changes on this. As we have the single database, it shows the same ID. The next part is instance name. I'm sorry, what was that? Instance number. DB ID. So once you enter the number, I guess I was typing mistake. One sec. Okay, instance underscore number one. Okay, now it prompts the next value. So number of days. So I'll just take a single day. So it will list what are the snapshot has been taken today. So I will just start the begin snap of 1158 to 1160. This will be okay. Report name ADB. 1602. So as it's a small demo database, I believe it could have some recommendation I thought, but I don't think it was running the reports, but I don't find any recommendation over there. So in I could show you some other way that which is other database which we have running in a development server. So which could say some more additional information on that. So let me share the other screen. So this is about our okay, and in SQL developer you could use DBA from view toolbar. I hope everyone already aware of this. And then the performance tab will give the information about the database and tuning packs. Okay, so once you click the performance and tuning performance tab, it throws the information about the licensing part. Okay, and then now we can go to the ADDM part. So these are a snap which we this is the report which you can get a clear picture, I believe. So it is also so just a moment. So no findings actually. This is a demo database. Okay, so in a prod environment, it will list the findings and its recommendation. So you can go with the means you can proceed the information. You can proceed the recommend. You can go with the recommendation respect to this report generated. The next part is ASH report, which is which is also like the other parts, but I could recommend this ASH needs to be done when you need have a short time. Means you might find a short duration, like you might find a issue in a short duration like 10 minutes, lesser than half an hour. You could find that 10 minutes, means I'm saying it approximately. If it's in 10 minutes, yes, you can go with this ASH report, which provides a live session history. So as Mr. Srinivasan said, yes, this table, this table provides you the exact information about the ASH sessions history. And let me show you last 5 minutes. I don't think it could have some action. Let me take it any SQL. I'm not sure. Okay. So it's just generating. As it's simple, the execution part is simple, means technical part is simple. The only point is you need to configure and you need to get the license for that actually. So as it shows the list of events, what are the top events report. Okay, I guess now it's moving. Yes. Okay, these are the main event reports which contain the information. So this is also okay. So it's basically it's a almost in a small database which is not running for any particular day application. So it is not available with any kind of data, but it as it shows some basic information, what is the SCA size, buffer size, and these things has been shared on this case. So these are the reports which you can generate. Not these are the main reports which you can generate through this uh, diagnosis pack, as well as tuning packs. We could explain in a separate session, or will be explained in a separate. We could explain in a separate session, I believe. Oh, it's fine, sir. Hope I have done. This part is technical part is done, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
Anthony. Uh, it's a time for the question and answer session. So anybody who would like to ask the questions, they can either type in on this question area, or they can put their hands rise so that we can very well unmute so that you can talk to him directly, of course. Let me just see any questions are available. Okay. Um, all right, team. So so no question with this. We are ending the session. Thanks for the participants to attend this webinar, and we will be doing furthermore sessions similar to that, and in a different topics on Oracle database. Okay, thank you, team. Any questions, any clarifications, any requirement on the Oracle database? You already have my information, Pandian at igfsco.com. Please be in touch with me, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.